What's up, YouTube? Brett Hoover from Rants. Joe Biden's Surgeon General is now involved in the Neil Young Spotify Joe Rogan experience spat. And he has basically come out and said, well, not basically, he actually did, to reduce the spread of misinformation, Joe Rogan should be censored. Now, how 1984 ish of him is the way I kind of look at it. And look, I'm not taking Joe Rogan's side on it. I'm not taking Neil Young's side, even though I have no use for Neil Young. I'm definitely not taking Joe Biden's Surgeon General's side. But as far as I am concerned, and I'm saying this as an American, which shouldn't shock anybody, that maybe in the land of the free, we should be able, free press, free speech, maybe we should be able to say and do what we want. Maybe no one should be censored. Maybe that's a good idea. It seems like Hollywood is always trying to censor people at the same time that they're trying to promote, progressive policies that's inclusive. Um, but inclusive usually just means they're trying to censor somebody else in a lot of ways. So that's always kind of been the role of the government. That's always kind of been the role of Hollywood, at least the last 50 years of Hollywood, is to censor political thought, to censor people that maybe think outside the box. Now, Neil Young felt like Leonard Skinner said the best way when they say a Southern man doesn't need him around anyhow. Um, and as a Southern man, I kind of feel obliged to say that because I actually feel that way about Neil Young. The idea that Neil Young, out of all people, is the one that's coming out and starting this whole cancel culture thing on Joe Rogan, who is the biggest podcaster out there, is in getting Biden's Surgeon General involved in this is, I think, ludicrous because Neil Young hasn't been. I don't know why Spotify even has his music on it, to be honest. I don't know too many Neil Young fans, but I could be completely and totally wrong on that one. But as far as this goes, censoring, in my opinion, is always wrong. I feel like Neil Young has come out and he has said, well, 24-year-olds and, could be listening to this and they're very impressionable. You know what? We're in a really dystopian, scary, scary situation. If a 24-year old who is, many have families or kids, a job, maybe in the government, maybe your local doctor, um, if they are incapable of making a logical decision about their own health and well being, they're incapable of that, then why are we giving them positions of employment? Is what I would like to know. Because I feel like, according to Neil Young, and I kind of feel like maybe this is an ageist kind of way that he's kind of going about in this, is where he believes that anybody that's under 30 is a complete and total idiot. Now, this is the way I treated my own kids, and I treat my 5-year-old son all the time. I do not talk down to my 5-year-old son. I try to get him to reach a level where then I can talk to him person to person about things. I try to up his intellect, not coddle him. I expect now, of course, there's certain topics you're not going to talk about with a kid, but at the same time, you don't coddle them. And you definitely don't do that to a 24-year-old that, I don't know, might be your doctor, might be your governor, might be somebody that is in a position of power. And the idea, and I feel like if Neil Young feels like they're so impressionable that maybe just Neil Young and everybody that is over 30, including myself, should just keep their mouths shut because I don't want to be responsible for a 24-year-old idiot going out there and doing something completely and totally stupid, on my behalf. I mean, that I personally believe that if you're 24 years old, you should have the intellect and the ability, the capability to think for yourself. And for the idea that Joe Biden, Surgeon General, actually believes that no, we shouldn't, and Neil Young believes no, we shouldn't. And what did they say? Medical related doctors, 250 of them, which they had to change from doctors to medical related because I think some of them was probably like veterinarians. They had to change the name of to medical related, which could be just, I don't know, a janitor that works in a hospital. But when they come out and they talk about information, I feel like they are really trying to tell you, hey, we know better than you. Um, you, as an individual, should take your doctor's word on it. And if you don't trust your doctor's word on it, go find a doctor that you do trust their word when it comes to all of this on. But don't take Joe Biden's word on it. Don't take Joe Rogan's word on it. Don't take this Surgeon General's word, Neil Young's word, or anybody out there's word besides a trusted doctor and yourself and your family. If that's crazy, then I don't know what to tell you, America. That seems very reasonable to me. But the idea that we've got the Surgeon General getting involved in trying to get a podcaster shut down does really feel very, very 1984ish. I just want to read this one quick thing and then I'll end this video. It says, well, Micah, it's such an important question because we can have the best society available. We can have the best public health expertise available, but it won't help people if they don't have access to accurate information. The thing is that's the problem with science in a lot of ways, and it's a problem of what we've even faced in the last 2 years is science over time changes. You know, by that estimation, you would be canceling Dr. Fauci because over time, I remember watching him right before this pandemic came out, and he said, "Well, people wouldn't be affected over here, so don't rush out and buy masks." Then everybody got masks, and then masks. He's like, it's is we don't need them. Of course, we need them. We need double masks. All of these different things along those lines. Do they want to cancel him too, or does his opinion and his changing of the science and moving it either forwards or backwards or wherever you are in that spectrum or belief, does that mean that he should be canceled as well? Because if you're going to cancel Joe Rogan for it, you got to cancel everybody for it. Because what we knew 2 years ago is completely what we know now. So the 2 years ago, us, whether you're a YouTuber or whether you are the Surgeon General, which or the President of the United States or whatever, you know more in 2022 than you did when this first started. So the idea that you are canceling somebody for misinformation is kind of a little bit ridiculous when, as we all know, science changes. But anyways, it says this Surgeon General goes on to say, there is something I've always believed in as a doctor is that people have the right to make their own decisions. They just stop right there. I would have agreed 110% totally with him. But they also have the right to have accurate information to make that decision with. Again, what do you consider accurate information? What do you consider accurate information anymore? If you're on the left or you're on the right, depending on it really comes down to a lot of things of who you voted for in a lot of ways. Um, because if you are on the left, what you call accurate information is probably different what somebody on the right calls accurate information. Now, my opinion on this, and it will always be my opinion, that is a personal issue. You go to your doctor, you talk to that about, what's right for you with your doctor. Don't listen to a podcaster, don't listen to the president, don't listen to a surgeon general, don't listen to anybody. Talk to your doctor, make a decision for yourself, and and use that doctor's expertise to make an informed decision upon that. Do that. That is the reasonable way to go about it. It's the only way to go about it. Censorship, on the other hand, is a terrible, terrible road to go down. And I don't think any of us really want to go down that road. So I kind of worry about this. I really do. And the only reason why I'm talking about Joe Rogan is really simply because it's a story that is very hard to ignore. And you either come down on one side or the other side on it. But again, where I fall on it is I don't know all the things that Joe Rogan says. I have listened to his podcast before, and I know he listens a lot, and he does know enough about a specific subject to at least be able to have an intelligent dialogue with the person he's talking to. And I've always respected that in as a podcaster, but he's not somebody I would take medical information from by any stretch of the imagination. And he's not someone that I share beliefs with in a lot of different ways. But he shouldn't be silenced. He just shouldn't be, because he has maybe somebody on there that maybe differs with Joe Biden's Surgeon General. Because if you had a Republican Surgeon General in there, you might be having somebody that has a completely different view. And then you have to ask yourself, which view should I go with? And I think I don't know. It's up for a debate, at least in my mind. But, anyways, guys, let me know what y'all think. What do y'all think of this Joe Rogan situation? This video might even get me canceled or banned or whatever. Just there even bringing up this. This is a topic I try to stay away from, to the best of my ability, but it's getting harder and harder because it's in everything now. But anyways, guys, let me know what y'all think. Y'all agree with the Surgeon General on this? Do you believe Neil Young? Do you agree with the censorship of it? Do you think Joe Rogan should be censored for it? Do you think he should have the ability to speak? Old school American here believes people should have the right to say what they want. And I'd rather have an open debate about something and let the better ideas shine through than to have conspiracy theories and things that people only saying behind closed doors and believe. I'd rather get it out in the open and then let young minds and old minds decide what is the better truth. What is the truth? We all have to realize in this one instance, or not in this one instance, in every instance, that my truth might not be your truth. And that might just be the truth. But we'll have to see. Um, but as always, when it comes to this issue, talk with your doctor. Talk with your doctor. You make that decision with your doctor. If you don't trust your doctor, find another doctor you trust and make that decision with them on what is right for you. As always, thanks for watching, guys, and y'all take care.